Okay, you guys, so I'm continuing from part one to part two on the narcissist's very first attack. So the reason I was saying, when these predators attack you and they keep feeding off of you, you didn't pay attention a lot of times to the very first attack. And this is why I always tell you guys, they already knew what they were going to do to you from the beginning. And that's why no matter how much time what they put you through, it doesn't mean anything to them, because they never were emotionally tied in from the start. They knew, hey, this is the con, this is the act, this is what it's going to be. They already know, hey, you might end up hurt, you might end up feeling betrayed. They already know this, but they don't care, because from the very first attack, they felt like you deserved to get attacked. They felt like you deserved to keep being used, belittled, and they feel like anybody else would have treated you this way, because they feel like there's something about you being naive in this world that was going to get you hurt anyway, because they're like, you're not paying attention to anything. You didn't even see me coming. You felt something was off about me, and you still continued messing with me. You don't know how serious it is to run across a predator, someone who naturally wants to hurt you. They naturally want to hurt you. They can sense you. They can feel you. It's like an infestation. Once you come across one of them, it's going to be like an infestation. They're always going to be coming around, because they can also feel when you've dealt with other narcissists like them. They could tell, even if you try to give them as little information about yourself, they feel like you're giving them as little information about yourself for a reason, and they're trying to crack you open. So from the very first time they prey on you, they determine how they're going to treat you. And that's why when you don't want to share things with them, they know it's for a reason, but they're trying so hard to crack you open, because they need an opportunity to belittle you, to turn on you. You know what I'm saying? So they're trying to find a reason, and any reason is a reason, So from the very beginning, they intend to hurt you. They intend to do things to you. And a lot of people overlook it, and that's why they almost feel like once their fangs are in you, they can't let go. They can't stop, because you allowed them to put their fangs in you. So this is why they try to get comfortable with you. This is why they try to befriend you even. But even if they befriend you, their intention is already, I can use this person for this. Or I bet she likes me. I bet he likes me and I can use them. They think people like them even when they don't. They feel like, oh, she looked at me, she must want to sleep with me. So these are like really delusional people. And then on top of that, they're making shit, happen, and they're creating their own scenes themselves. So when a narcissist attacks you and you forgive them, or you ignore it, you ignore that the predator literally, he swirled, the shark just went around you and almost bit you, and then you're like, oh, I forgive you, and you stay on this in the same spot. They're just like in disbelief that you stayed in the same spot after their first sign of disrespect. And I'm telling you, every narcissist will disrespect you in the beginning, and if you let it go, they feel like you're one of their minions. Because some people bow down to them because they don't have an identity, so they'll bow down to them. They feel like you don't know yourself, because you don't know that they're a predator, and they already bit into you, and now you're like a little prey, and you're just like, go ahead, I'm bitten already. Just go ahead, just kill me off. That's how they're viewing it. So from the very first point of disrespect, If you don't catch it, they're gonna use you and abuse you. And when you do catch it, a lot of them will back up off of you. When you see these people and look them in the eyes, they're gonna back up off of you because they know you're not someone they can prey on. Even if they wanted to. See, they'll make their own assumption by watching you. They'll think to themselves, I could play this person. But the next step is that they want to hear you talk, because they know they can't just assume someone as someone physically either, because they've made that mistake many times before. They'll mess with someone who is, maybe has a good career or something, and then and they're dressed, with a suit on and look professional, but they don't know that person has a past. They could think, oh, he's a square, right? But they don't know that person has a past. So they need to gather as much information. So they can't just, the predator is watching you and now it wants to listen to you talk. So if you don't know how to respect yourself or how to talk, and when you talk to people, you're just speaking profanity all the time, or you're rude, or your tone of voice is so really aggressive. Like if a narcissist feels like your tone of voice is really aggressive and like you're lashing out, they automatically want to hurt you. Like the predator in them, the blood is boiling. Like because the voice, if your voice is strong to them, it's like you have a fighting voice and they like to fight. So what you're doing is you're getting their adrenaline going and it makes them want to fight you. And if you're dealing with a narcissist that clearly they don't respect men, women, children, anybody, they don't care. That's why it's not just the first form of disrespect that they give you, but if you disrespect yourself, they're going to disrespect you. Because they're predators. They're like, oh, I'm gonna disrespect you, and then I want you to disrespect me back so I can fight, because I'm a fighter. I like to prove myself to people by embarrassing people and fighting. They love embarrassing people. So if they embarrass you, or they crack a joke or embarrass you in the group or anything, that's their first sign of disrespect. And if you don't say anything, or you ignore it, or you don't say something back to them about themselves, sometimes you could be dealing with a narcissist. And you also have to pay attention to what quality of narcissist you're dealing with. Because see, if you're dealing with a lower narcissist, they might feel like they could disrespect you. And if you tell them the truth about themselves, like if they say something to you, call you a name or a racial slur, and then you're like, oh, you're trailer trash, they know that they're trailer trash. So they're going to try to get physical with you, because that's a whole different type of predator, right? That's a whole different type of predator. That predator, that they want to fight right away because their status is so low that they'll hurt you over a soda. You know what I'm saying? Like their status is so low, but they want to show their control. They want to show you, I'm a predator. They want to prove a point, And then you have like higher rank narcissists who you have to say something to them and they're not going to take it personal. They're going to look at it, because in anything in life, every animal fights, and some animals fight to kill, like I've said. So they'll look at it like, oh, you caught on to what I did, or you caught on to the disrespect, so that means you're not dumb. You know that I'm a predator, but you're also someone with respect for yourself. That's why you caught on to it. And let it be known, and you're not taking it personal. You're basically telling me, hey, I can fight to kill too, but let's just bygones be bygones. Like certain animals will not hurt each other or stay away from each other, or come across each other and decide we don't want war, we don't want to fight. You go your way, I'm gonna go my way, right? Certain animals, they already know, hey, we could fight to death, or we could just pass on through, pass on by. Or else every animal will be fighting all day. You know what I'm saying? So animals aren't that dumb. They're not like, oh, I want to fight all day. They want time to rest. There's a time for war, and there's a time for peace, and there's a time for love. There's a time for everything. But certain narcissists who are really low, that's all they got time for, is to fight. So certain narcissists fight in different ways. Predators fight in different ways, but it all boils down to the first time when you catch it. You got to catch it the first time around. And the only way to catch it is to pay attention. And the only way to catch it is to not only pay attention to what the person is saying, pay attention to how they speak, pay attention to how they're dressed, pay attention to everything. Pay attention to everything. Just like they pay attention to everything, you got to pay attention to everything. And they'll know, I can't say anything to you to hurt your feelings. I can't play my mind games with you. They'll know that, and they won't mess with you. But if you're sitting here, oh, I'm going to be positive. Oh, you know, the law of attraction. And, oh, I'm going to give people compliments and be nice all the time because I'm a nice person. Just because you're a nice person don't mean people out here are nice. And just because they're smiling at you or they're accepting your compliment does not make them nice. You don't know these animals. You don't know these people. These people are wild animals out here. You can't trust none of them. They haven't gave you a reason to put your guard down or trust them. And I said this a long years ago. I said, no one is your friend in the narcissist world. Look it up. I've been telling you the truth. Because it hurt me. The truth hurt me, but it set me free. And when I started to see it happen right in front of me, I'm like, oh no, this is facts. And everything I've ever spoken to you guys, it isn't from me watching other people's videos. It's from me experiencing and living it and then talking about it. Most people don't catch it in the beginning. The beginning determines everything, and most narcissists won't want to keep moving forward with you if they know that you know that they're predators, because they feel like you might prey on them, or you might betray them, or they feel like they're gonna have to work to gain your trust, not only for them to gain your trust, but for them to even feel comfortable around you. Because they almost feel like, well, I don't know what you got planned for me either. I might invite you over to my house and you might have some dudes come up here and rob me. You know? Because women could be just as trifling. To them, they're not looking at people, whether it's a woman or a man, wherever you're from. They don't care about that. They care about who's going to prey on them. And a lot of times they underestimate people because they look at certain people and they feel like, oh, you're someone I'll prey on. You're just my type. You're nice and tasty. You're so nice. I could tell. I could smell the niceness on you. And they don't know you already came across some of the worst type of narcissists. So when they're spying and looking behind bushes, trying to figure out how they're going to get close to you, you already see them coming. You're watching them. You're actually watching them go from tree to tree to tree, trying to get close to you. You're watching them, and by the time they get close to you, you turn around, they think they scared you, and you're just like, what's up? What's up? You know, what's good? Now they're spooked because they thought you were dumb. So they try you from the beginning. They prey on your instincts. You didn't even feel them coming. They're like, oh, you don't know what's going on out here. You don't know what's going on. And when people try you, even if they decide, oh, you're awake. Oh, I try to pray on the wrong person. You're awake. Guess what? It's not over. Just because they apologize and they're like, oh, I'm sorry. I was about to put my foot on your neck, but oh, my bad. I didn't know you were real. Guess what? You can't keep, you got to keep your foot on their necks, because it's just the simple fact that they even watched you and were getting ready to jump on you. So when somebody starts joking with you, or they say something to you and then they take it back because you caught on to it, or you got onto it till later on, and they think, oh, you're not even thinking about what I did last time, and they're trying to act like last time didn't even happen. Like, oh, hopefully you don't remember what I did last time. I know you didn't catch on to it that day, but hopefully you didn't go home and think about what I did to you. So I'm gonna come to you because I'm a predator, and I'm gonna act like I'm not even thinking about what I did or said the other day, and I'm gonna come to you as a new person. And they're trying to see if you still remember what they did or said, and they're trying to throw you off. So if you let them know to their face, hey, last time this, that, please don't do it. They're gonna deny it. They're just gonna deny it. And if you say, hey, look, I don't even want to argue with you. I don't even want to fight with you. I don't want to go to war with you. I'm just letting you know. They're going to know, like, oh, and you thought about it, and you're not reacting on emotions. You're reacting on facts. You're reacting on how I'm treating you. You're reacting on how I treat myself. You're reacting on my energy and the energy I brought around you, because you feel like I'm trying to put bad energy on you and you caught on to it. So a lot of these people are going to try you in the beginning, right from the start. Sometimes you might not catch it till later on. And then the next time you see them, they try to act like they're a new person. They come to you, they try to put a new image. And every time you see them, they're going to smile at you. Every time you see them, it's going to be a new mask, because they're trying to erase the first impression, because that's the only impression that mattered. It doesn't matter how people treat you afterwards. What matters is that when someone treats you a certain way, believe them. This is why certain people will say, oh, me and my best friend didn't get along when we met, but then we became friends. Guess what? One day they're going to show you who they were the whole time. They're going to show you that all they did was become a close enemy. Because people, look, when somebody turn on you or treat you some type of way from the start, that's how they're always going to view you, no matter what. No matter what. No matter, even if they start to see, oh, I should have never said that to her. She's popular. People know her. She know a lot of people. If anything, I should befriend her. Now they're being your friend. They're not being friends with you for the right reason. They're being your friends for a motive. And that's all narcissists do, is they use people for motives. So if their motive was you ain't shit in the beginning, or they disrespected you or lied to you about anything, that's all they're going to ever look at you as. That was their intention from the start. It doesn't matter what they did afterwards, even with people, period. It don't matter. That's why you have to learn how to treat people, because anything that you do to someone, or any way you talk to someone, or if you commit a crime in front of someone, that's all they're ever going to view you as. And you can't blame them, because you can't take back what you did or what you said. You know what I'm saying? There's people that, you can antagonize someone, you can torment someone, and then you could change your life, go to church, and you're like, oh, I already apologized to those people. I'm going to church. I apologize, and they still don't want to talk to me. Guess what? You have to take accountability for your actions. You have to accept that how you treated those people is how they're always going to remember you, no matter the fact that you went to church and you changed your life. That's how because you hurt them. You feel me? So when you treat people a certain way, you can't change that shit no more. You already did it. And even if you keep trying to prove, oh, I'm going to keep being nice, I'm going to keep doing nice things because I want to prove to this person, you know, that I'm not really like that. You are like that because that's what you did, and you didn't have to do that, and you still did it. And that's why when you finally stand up to the narcissist, right? Like, the moment the narcissist felt like I betrayed them was when they were verbally abusing me, and I just couldn't take the verbal abuse. So I left them stranded in a cabin that we were supposed to have fun in, but I couldn't enjoy it because they were being so disrespectful, to the point where a bat even flew by and almost bit him when we were in the balcony. And I took off. I left him, 500 feet in the air in the middle of the woods, but at least he had a cabin, and that's how I looked at it. But I left him there like an animal, like we fought like lions, and now I'm running down this hill. I'm gone. You figure out how to make it. I'm leaving you here. You figure it out. I'm going back home. Since you've moved on to another city, to a new supplier, to whoever, since you moved on, go be over there for now on. Like, so I'm gonna leave. You're a wild animal. I'm gonna leave you in the wild. I'm gone, And it didn't matter if I apologized for leaving him there. It wouldn't have mattered, because in his mind, it was like I never betrayed him. And to him, it was like that was the ultimate betrayal, to do something like that, because he would have never expected it. It's like an animal studying you, and you put your guard down, and then it attacks. So now the narcissist feels like, I don't trust you. I feel like you could attack me now. So they only want to mess with people that they can control. Once you grow up, or you're more mature, and you know how to protect yourself from predators, and you're like, if you want to be with me, or if it's serious, or we're going to provide each other with shelter, food, and, that's love to me. Taking care of someone, being financially, that's love. So if it's everything the opposite, if you're draining, taking, and you're just using someone for sex, and that you're not fueling that person, or you're not putting that person in a position where they could be independent when you're not around, and provide for your family and for your children, if you choose to move on to another woman or something, if you're not doing any of that, then your whole motive was to use people. So when you get used by narcissists, there was always a moment of disrespect in the beginning. And if you accepted the relationship and if you accept the contract that came with them, to them, you cannot complain about anything else they've done, because in their mind, they told you the truth. So if you don't get what you want later on, they feel like, I showed you who I was, you just didn't believe me. And I guess that's a lesson that you have to learn. When someone treats you a certain way, or demands something from you, that's letting you know there's a con. There's something that this person's using you for their own need. So they will show you who they are in the beginning, you guys. So always pay attention to that. When people joke around or say certain things, or they're testing your gangster, they're doing it for a reason. And just the simple fact that they put their thoughts into motion, they put their thoughts into energy. And if you put thoughts into energy, and you know that the thoughts that you put out into energy might manifest in negativity coming back to you, and you already know that, and you're willing to take the negativity, and now you're using that negativity to fight or to use or abuse or to even pretend to be nice to get close to someone to hurt them later on, then you should be aware that people like them who put certain things into motion are fighting to kill. Their jokes are fighting to kill. Their disrespect is to fight to kill, because they're predators, because they have the nerve to even say something to you. It's like, you know, people will talk shit about you online. They're preying on you. They're preying on your downfall, don't even know you. So these people will talk shit about you in person and not even know you. You'll be standing in line and they're talking shit. And if you say something to them, you're the bad guy. Now they're jumping. They're trying to fight you. They're trying to fight you now. You know? So they will say things to you, and that's because they felt like they could fight you. They felt like they can, they feel like they're better than you. They feel like they could fight to kill you. They could destroy you. They feel like they could destroy you with just their words. And when they find out that they can't destroy you with their words, now they feel like, okay, well, I could destroy you physically because I'm not, if I put my words into motion, it's because I feel like I'm a badass and I feel like I could fight you. And then if you whoop their ass, they're going to keep telling people that they whooped your ass, and you're going to be dealing with someone who's going to want to go back and forth with you. And that's why narcissists go back and forth with you, because they're fighting with you based on their own lies, based on the fact that they're a bully, based on the fact that they're a predator with no conscience. Because if they were a human being with a conscience, they wouldn't have bothered you and invaded you and stuck to you like a parasite. But this is someone living in their animalistic nature. And this is why the first signs you get from a predator, you have to watch out. And in order to watch out, you have to pay attention. You can't just open yourself to friendly faces and people. You could just open yourself just because you think that that's how you should act, or that's how you're always telling yourself, because you're an empath, you got to make other people feel comfortable. That's why the narcissist feels comfortable to disrespect you. So I'm sending you guys lots of love, light, peace, and your healing. I hope you guys learned something from this message. If you guys want to book a session with me, my booking information will be on the description. Just give me about 24 hours to respond to you. And, you know, this is how you guys can keep supporting my channel, and you can support me as well by subscribing if you guys have not subscribed. And as always, I'm sending you guys lots of love, peace, and your healing. And I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Bye.